Good morning, guys. Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina with a quick tropical update, sunrise view, fishing report for you here inside fish famous Johns Pass at Hubbard's Marina. Another gorgeous way to start the day here, nice and calm and peaceful, and a nice cloudless sunrise as we get started on this gorgeous Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. Want to give you a quick little update here, tell you a little bit more about what's going on, what's coming up, and what we got to look forward to. So sit right back, enjoy your coffee, and let's get this Friday started off right. First things first, huge tropical news overnight. We went from being, literally yesterday someone was saying that I was spreading propaganda as far as the tropical updates and talking about the incoming potential tropical system. And this morning, wake up and overnight National Hurricane Center has designated what was Invest 98 to Tropical Depression 9. So now it is no longer an invest, it is officially a tropical depression. And with that, they popped out a cone, a National Hurricane Center cone, and Florida smack dab all over that cone Wednesday, 2 a.m. So right now, it's Friday, and it's almost 7:30-ish, almost 8 o'clock. So within 5 days, less than 5 days, that tropical system will be at our doorstep or on land. So that is not a lot of notice when it comes to tropical systems, especially for the National Hurricane Center. Typically, you get 2, 3, 4 days of a lot of National Hurricane Center conversation and kind of warnings and stuff like that. So to have it so last minute is pretty interesting, but definitely going to be a pretty big disturbance next week in the Gulf. Now, what that means for you. The big news on that front is a lot of moving water. That thing's going to shake up the Gulf of Mexico, whether it hits around South Florida, Southwest Florida, around Tampa Bay, or it totally goes up towards the Panhandle, or it just kind of peeks into the Gulf and scoots around the southern tip of Florida. Whatever that storm does, it's going to shake things up for our area. It's going to get some water moving. It's going to send us some waves, send us some wind, and it's going to help to get the water turned over in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to excite the fish. Plus, keep in mind, through the weekend, especially later weekend into early next week, we have a new moon and an approaching low pressure. Remember, tropical systems are low pressure. So new moon and approaching low pressure bite is going to be hot, 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 hot. End of the weekend into early work week. So get out there on the water. Take advantage of that super hot bite. Whoa, what was that? That must have been a manatee. Big old boil. Definitely a lot of wildlife out here this morning. And what's interesting is the wildlife will know that a tropical system is inbound. We'll see a lot of these frigate birds, a lot of those big ocean-going seabirds. They'll start to make their way to the shoreline over the next 2 days. So it's always interesting to me to kind of watch nature react to those incoming storms. But long story short, National Hurricane Center has the whole state of Florida in that cone. A lot of thinking and a lot of models have it coming basically Big Bend to the Keys, somewhere in that range. But if it interacts with that frontal boundary like I think it will, and like a lot of people smarter than me think it will, then most likely it's more like central West Florida to South Florida as far as landfall is concerned. Remember, for Johns Pass, at least, for Tampa Bay, at least, you don't want to wish it on anybody. You don't want to wish any ill will on anybody. But best case scenario for us is landfall south of us. As long as it's south of Tampa Bay, the eye wall goes in south of Tampa Bay, that means we lose water. That means storm surge is not a concern. If it goes in north of Tampa Bay, if it makes landfall like Clearwater, Newport Richey, that is the worst case scenario for Tampa Bay, Pinellas County. That means incredible, crippling storm surge is possible, and it's not good. It's not good at all. So definitely keeping an eye on this thing, and as it comes closer, we'll see those windshield wiper effects. That path will kind of switch back and forth, east and west, and it will freak people out. So don't focus on individual updates. You got to kind of look at the trend and kind of feel out where she's going from there. Remember to stay tuned to the National Hurricane Center. We're talking midweek next week. I mean, this is 4 or 5 days out, guys. So definitely hit the grocery store because things are going to get chaotic. This is the first storm of the year. People are going to lose their minds. And the news hasn't really been talking about this super heavily. So now that it has a National Hurricane Center outlook, it has a cone, the news stations are going to start picking it up and talking about it more. And that's when things get a little haywire. So definitely check that out. And get prepared, be prepared, and prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? That's our motto, and it's worked out well for us in the past, so we're looking forward to it hopefully working out well again. So as far as fishing is concerned, as I said, fishing is going to be good. This weekend into early week, things are going to be normal here, and fishing is going to be hot. As these low pressures approach, it really gets those fish excited. They know, just like I talked about, those seabirds come in from offshore, the snook, the redfish, the trout, the grouper, the snapper, all these species that we target and like to catch know a low pressure is coming. They get excited and they start feeding more actively. So this weekend, especially later weekend, starting tomorrow and Sunday, we have a little bit of an east wind, a little bit of a high pressure ridge, and that ridging is probably not going to be the greatest fishing, so it might be a little slower Saturday and into Sunday. But as that ridge relieves, Sunday afternoon, Monday, Tuesday, fishing is going to be on fire ahead of that approaching low pressure, right on a new moon. A lot of moving water, a lot of hungry fish gorging themselves for that incoming low pressure. So get out there on the water, come out and go fishing. We got nice weather near shore for our 5-hour half day all the way through Tuesday. Offshore, deeper water, going to be a little bumpy tomorrow and Sunday. But besides that, it looks really nice Monday morning. And if you can, I'd get out there deep Monday morning if you're ready to rock and roll, because fishing ahead of these storms is typically the best fishing you can get. We're seeing a lot of hogfish picking up near shore. The mackerel are super thick near shore. Lane snapper, mangrove snapper. Inshore, snook bite is going pretty well, but mostly back into the bay. They're starting to leave the beaches, leave the passes. There's still some big ones cruising the beaches. There's still some good numbers in the passes, but a lot of those fish are starting to move. Redfish, super thick around the area, super schooled up. Some decent trout around. You just got to kind of hunt and peck. Still some mangroves, pretty concentrated, but they're starting to move around a lot as well. Near shore, the big news is the hogfish is heating up. Mackerel are thick. Offshore, we're starting to see the gags move in a little bit. Triggerfish bites hot. Big mangroves, big vermilions, good numbers of yellowtail. Don't forget, tomorrow morning we got our Real Animals radio show, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Sunday night we've got our 8:30 p.m. live stream show. Hopefully you can join us for some of that stuff. October 11th, Bartow Ford, 6 p.m. for our Real Animals fishing conversation. Sunday, October 16th, 2 p.m. we've got our Bass Pro Shops fishing conversation. Hopefully you can join us for both in-person events, the radio show, and of course our Sunday night live stream show. Check us out, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok, all that good stuff. Just simply search Hubbard's Marina. Hopefully we'll see you out here on the water. Y'all stay safe out there. Watch the tropical weather outlook. There is a chance, if everything stays on track like it is right now from the National Hurricane Center, there's a decent chance Hubbard's Marina may have to close 1 to 2 days next week to prepare for and then clean up after this incoming storm. So we'll keep you up to date with that with our videos. Y'all have a great day, tight lines, and don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.